Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy, P Funk Thinking, right out here in the lab. And oh, I'm in my little book. This is funny. A lot of stuff is in this little book. So let's go through it. I'm having fun right now. We're gonna deal with today. We're gonna do the Christianity and the Kabalah. We're gonna talk about the tree of life and the game hopscotch. Hmm. Pay attention. You might learn something. This is good stuff. Rightism, let's go. 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's always a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to attain your goal. What is that? Spiritual enlightenment. Okay, excuse me. All right. In spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? Do well when I'm through. Yeah, that's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them, don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock, here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my yacht be true. Now, I'm not big on mutras, but right thinkers, P. Funk philosophy says the tree of life and the hopscotch game. And I'm gonna give you a little bit of Christianity and Kabbalah. It's gonna be a few lessons in one. I'm trying to combine them all. But I did a Hamutra a while ago. But this is what they call the tree of life mantra. Okay. You got the three interlock hands in the top and the bottom. This is Malkuth, this is Keitha. Okay. But this is how they present it. And I'm looking at it right there. So I want to give you that breakdown. And everybody played, well, not everybody, but when I grew up, we had a game called hopscotch. You had to draw the boxes, okay? They got that in here too. And that was a life lesson. They would teach you each phrase. You put the one here, you gotta go one, you gotta go well, two, three, four, come back down, okay, all that. But it was lesson there, a life lesson. And all our fairy tale nursery rhymes, there was lessons in there, hidden message, esoteric teachings, even back then. It ain't never changed. It's still there. So let's talk about it. All right. Now, the number 10, let's talk about the 10. The one with the zero. This is a whole different philosophy than our ancients. So understand that. Okay. You see right here at the top it says one. Consciousness. Light. Right? That's God. Right here. That's him. Down here, Malkuth. That's physical. That's us in the physical form. We got to rise up to get back to here. The concept is the same. The concept is the same. So let's talk about it. And down here it said the number 10 is not just an endpoint, but as also a symbol of what we call return to origin. The one goes back to the one. It signifies that the culmination of the journey through the 10 stages of manifestation, aka human life situations, culminating in what? The return to the singular divine source. They got this thing figured out how to get to God, and they tell you this return to zero, okay, or unity complete the cycle of manifestation. Man is supposed to come here, turn back to God, know himself, and go on back. And it emphasizes that the idea that all creation is an emanation from the one divine mind and ultimately what? Seeks to return to its original state of oneness. George made it clear. Everything comes from the one. Everything is on the one. One is the one. And when it's all said and done, it's still going to be the one. That's the concept that we got. But everybody got a philosophical concept. We put it with it, put it in different concepts. Now you got the word here, man, and the word Adam. When you add the letters, then the mantra, I'm about to get that to you right here. they both add up to what? 10. 10 is the perfection of man in that philosophical concept. Let's talk about that. The number 10 and it's symbol of perfection again and balance. When I hear balance, I go right here, right there. And if you look, you see the pyramid. Boom, boom, in the head. The head makes the pyramid. Okay, at the top. Balance, balance. Male, female, good, bad, up, down, in, out. But this is duality. This is singularity. This is the one. The one is always by itself. Everything comes from what? The one. You see that? And everything you see, everything that we're going to do, and take you back to that concept. God, top, the head, the one, the balance. These two balance out. Even in the Kabalah, I'm getting there. I'm getting excited, but let's go back to the lesson. But yeah, when we get to the area where I'm comfortable, yeah, I'm going to have all kind of fun with that. But this is the tree of life from their perspective. And the 10 was the number that you wanted. You see it's going down. It ain't going up. You're going down. 1, 2. You fail from God, and you're going through the phases of life. And you reach the 10, now you're a perfected man. And my philosophical Egyptian concept, that's Haru. Once you master yourself in physical form, you go back home to your father. Same concept, a different way. But watch this. And it says here, the number 10 is symbolic of a balance, embodying the ultimate what? Completeness. This is reflected in the English gematria system where they do the letters, every letter got a number. Where both the words, watch this, man and Adam. Adam ain't the first man. It's a philosophical concept of the man, perfect man. Okay, watch this. Adam have numerical values. The man and Adam both end up at the total 10. How could this be? Man is spelled M-A-N. M, 13, number 13, letter 13 for the M, 14 for the N, and 1 for the A. You put them together, you get 28. 2 plus 8 equals what? 10. You got Adam. A1, D4, A again, number 1, M 13. So that comes up to 19. 9, 1 plus 9 is 10, 10. See that? And that's the game for that they could show you how God works with numbers. Numbers don't lie. They just are what they are. So you can use them any way you want. Okay? This is they showing you whatever you do. 9 multiplied by anything will come back to 9. That made a difference. Moving on. That's gematria. They are what is concept of numbers. Numbers are significant and sacred. They don't change. You can use them. But the significance of what? Of the number 10 underscores the fact that all humans are created in the likeness and the perfection of God. Once he realized that, why? The fall from God to man. The man got to rise back up to become God. It's getting more simpler. All right, but here you go. And within us, now, we possess God. When number 10, man is created to be in likeness and perfection of God. When he wakes up and becomes conscious, it highlights the integration of divine attributes about oneself within us, our qualities. We possess both the divine mind and the earthly body. That's the individual, dual. We are two things in one, spirit and matter. Consciousness and spirit, okay? Mind, heart, coherence. And this is the true meaning of why the Bible called the first man Adam. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I don't argue what makes sense. If it makes sense, okay. Again, that ain't my philosophy, but it makes sense. So I can go with that. Moving on. I just show you the hand march in the beginning. It says here, according to the Kabbalistic tree of life, can be symbolically represented in the human hands. Why? When they are positioned in a specific gesture. Hand mantras. Okay, we did that, gave that lesson. By placing the hands in a certain arrangement. Crips and Blood, they do it all the time. They do all they twist their hand and talk with they, make signs. Okay, but such, again, you can use it any way you want. Not that that's a negative thing, but they done figured out a few things that they can sign with their hands. By placing the hands in certain arrangements, such as the one I just showed you in earlier, the image. The 10 seraphs of the tree of life can be mapped out in that concept. That's what they tell you. Okay, here we go right here. Okay, so the 3 here, 6, and the 2 on top, 1 on the bottom. That's how they do it. Okay, this is the hand mantra for the seraphs. Okay, now, here's again. Now, here you don't see, they ain't put it in yet. They got a thing called the diat that goes up here. That's mayat and they concept. But this is the heart. What they call it? What is the heart called? Teferet. The heart is the teferet. That's the middle of the body. Okay, this is the concept of the heart. Everything goes to the heart. See there? They got that concept also. This is how they present it. Now, the hopscotch. Let me look right quick. Remember the game hopscotch? We thought it was a girls' game, but I was saying it. This is too easy. I had coordination, but you had to flatten the can out and slide the can, and you had to put it in the space. So it was a little agility there. Okay, so I went with that aspect of it. That was stupid. Hopscotch is a classic playground game where children draw the grid with chalk, the hop from each number 1 through 10. It bears a striking resemblance to what? To the Kabbalistic tree of life, the Egyptian tree of life. This similarity is more than what? Mere coincidence. What? Watch this. Watch the symbol. Remember, we're doing esoteric teachings. Hopscotch can be seen as a symbolic game representing the journey of our consciousness and is mirroring your spirit accent from Makuf, which is the bottom earth, to Ketha, the Kabbalic tradition, from 1 to 10. Okay, Makuf is 1, 10 Ketha. You gotta go through all these channels to get there. If I the serpent, I just ease on through like that. But they only got 7 chakras, so this is a different philosophy. That's why, and the numerical things are switched up different. We do the 6 code or 12 for the zodiac sign. All right, but here we go. But the similarities don't stop there. It is in this interpretation, each hop in the game reflects a step of the unfolding of one's consciousness. In the Masonic order, Interprentice can't become a fellow craft without what? Mastering the Interprentice degree. With the 7 chakras, you couldn't get the 2nd chakra after the root chakra until you mastered that. It took 1 year. They gave you 1 year. Okay, that's the learning process that you take to spend and activate it, put in your life, and you live it, and then it become muscle memory, and AKA mastery. 1,000 hours of anything, you should master it. When you go to college, you put 1,000 hours in, put your thesis, and you're a master. I'm put more than that in. So Master P-Funk from now on. I want to make that known. I'm a master. Okay, moving on. And I'm not you got to call me that. No, I'm just saying you can address me well. I'm a master. Philosophy. All right. But here, you start at Makuf, which symbolizes the physical world, the bottom. Okay? And the foundation of life. Again, the physical world, you become a player. We got this thing here. The most sophisticated machinery known to man. It don't come with instructions, just instructors. That's us. The player progresses upward, striving to reach Ketha, the highest point of the divine consciousness. We call it Nihas, okay? But in enlightenment. I love this. This journey through the numbers, or Sephiroth, mirrors the spiritual path of discovering one's fulfilling oneself life purpose while in the physical form. That's what they're saying, the same thing that I'm saying from my philosophy of right thinking. This hopscotch is not just a simple child's game. Oh, no. It had a whole lot deeper, more understanding, symbolic act, embodying the stages of your spiritual growth. We didn't know that. They didn't present it that way. And the quest for what? Higher awareness. Through this playful activity, children unknowingly, it's easy to teach a child. Wow, you know better than they do. You can trick them. You can trick them to learn. That's what they did. They put it to game form. We used rap to teach back in the day. Rhyme it, get it going, get the cadence going, get the rhythm, get the beat. It's easy to remember. So they understood that. They played that mind game. But they was giving them unknowingly reenacting an ancient mystical journey through we've been conscious, spirit, whatever you want to call it. We've been doing this for a long time. But it's highlighting the profound the connection where between everyday life, 365, bread of life. I'm here daily. Why? It's an ongoing thing. And what's this? For everyday life and for your spiritual development. it have to be living. It have to be lived. It have to be implemented. And this is the part that I'm about to have fun with. We just changed the gears. This is the concept of God, and I love it. Okay? Right here. These here, right? I just showed you the pyramid. This is God. This is how they present it. Okay? I'm going to read it to you in a minute. But he presenting God in the sun disk. That's who he is, up top, the high. But you see me doing that here? The compass. Only way you can make a circle is with using a compass. Masonic order teaches us that in order to make that 360 degree, you become the dot in the circle and you circumscribe and keep yourself in the bounds. That's what I call God consciousness. I didn't have a philosophy when I practiced in masonry. I didn't present it a whole different way. Now I could. Back then I couldn't. I had to give it what they gave me. I knew what I knew. I know more about masonry now that I'm out than I was when I was in. But the concept I wanted to show you. Every day I show you that same. See that? See the pyramid? I present it to you symbolically. And y'all know it. I can break it down to you. Oh, why you do that every day? Hello? See? If you pay attention, you might learn something. It's all symbolism, okay? It's hand language, sign language, whatever you want to call it. But those who understand, and everybody have their way of presenting it. God with the compass, him up top, laying out what? Duality. Male, female, good, bad, right, wrong, light, dark. Whatever. But that's what the physical was based on. Duality. That means you have the choice. Only one who don't is God. And he make all ultimate choices, so he don't have no issues. All right. When we can examine our ancient Christian symbolism, here we go, the Christians and Kabalah. Watch this. They just present it a little different. Watch this. Same thing, just different. Watch. The Christian symbolism and the work the artist named William Blake practically his painting, The Ancient Days, published back in 1794, we can clearly see the profound esoteric meaning. Not, if you look at that, you see a guy with a compass in his hand, like he's flying by. What the hell? You don't know what that is. You see the triangle here where it said Keith at the top, Banu at one side, and Chakma at the other side. You don't know what that means. But if it's broken down for you, you understand. When you see this, you understand what it means. That's what the purpose of ritual and understanding writing signs and symbols. I've been doing it forever. Okay? It's a language of its own. And it means embodied within the imagery of the painting, you can observe what God is depicted within the spirit of light, the sun, okay, holding a compass. For Masons, we love that. Why? That's what we understand as one of the tools that's spiritual. And when you put it against the square, you got the square represents physical matter. The compass represents spiritual. That's God holding down, showing you two paths. He's showing you duality. He represents duality. And since I got out of Masonic order, I'm big on what? The Trinity, the triangle. You can see I'm pyramid up. Okay? I understand the significance of the pyramid in all different aspects. I got this from Lodge of Perfection. That's the perfected man, the pyramid. Praying hands, pyramid. Okay, paying homage to God, that's what they was doing a long time ago. We don't do that no more, but they did it in everything. Architecture, pictures, everything. Art, they describe their respect and reverence for God. That's why we built them buildings. Okay, we understood nature. We lived in harmony with it. All right, let me go back to this. I'm sorry about that little quick breakdown. So, but ancient day, he published the movie, this picture. But he's showing symbolism. And when you're able to read the symbolism, watch this. It meaning embodying the imagery in this painting, we observe God depicted with the spirit of light, holding the compass that divides into two paths. That's Maya. Whenever I hear that, that's Maya. Why? The first thing God did when he came out the noon, he needed order. Duality represents order. Okay, that's why Maya. And the imagery is not merely artistic. No. It is a deliberate representation of a deeper spiritual truth that those who understand it will recognize and see it. When you see a traveling man with a ring on, you know he's a Mason. You see the back of his car, he's a Mason. Okay, that's letting you know that I'm part of an organization of fraternal order. That's all. Police don't recognize it. Well, some of them do. Some states don't care. But that little plaque, that PD thing y'all got, the cops don't like that. Out of state cops hate that. So Masonry, you a little more safer. That's all I'm saying. It's universal, more so than that little placard that y'all give your buddy who say, yo man, donate to us. Okay, but you get a plaque. Plaque don't mean nothing when you leave the state. Moving on. Masonry is worldwide. I know that. from experience. Okay, I was one of them. I had every Masonic emblem they had. I had one they might couldn't find called the Delta. Moving on, but yeah, when I'm into something, I'm into it. Like I'm into what I'm doing now. I'm into this. Let me get back to it. I'm gonna shut it down. I see the clock right now. Let me get this part out right quick. But again, they showed you into spiritual truth that once you recognize and understand it, the spirit of light surrounding God is a symbol for what? The divine source, God. And is often associated with the Kether from the Kabalah tree of life. Why? Because it's the highest seraph on the Kabalah tree of life. Okay, we call it Ra, they call it Kether. Representing the crown, seventh chakra, again in India. But in the origin from which all creation flows and embodies what? The individual's divine willpower. That's you. That's the ego. How strong is it? But the compass, held by God, extends in two paths. That represents what? The seraph of Chakma and Binah, which lie directly beneath Keter. Pyramid, right there. See, this is their way of expressing the same thing here. Okay? In Egyptian, we got different concepts, but everybody's saying the same thing. That's what I want to get across the point. Let me wrap it up with this one. Now, let me tell you the definition from the Kabbalah's point of view of what they little three circles mean. The Kether, God, Chakma represents the spirit of light. Okay, Chakma, commonly translated, the word means wisdom. In Masonic order, we got the trinity, wisdom, strength, and beauty. Okay, we understand the trinity too. We got purpose, and they got right here. Wisdom is always in play. Understanding won't be far behind. It says here, wisdom is more accurately defined as what we know, pure knowledge, intuitive knowledge, stuff that's always been and you gotta wake it up, so to speak. And reflecting on its meaning, on the power of what? Knowing. Again, what is raw information, truth from falsehood? We got Anubis for that discernment. But Bini, B-I-N-A-H, which signifies understanding. We got Sa for that. Okay, I can identify with all these people, but I got my own concept, and they all play the same role. Understanding. And understanding represents not believing superstitious nonsense. Understanding is knowing how to get God's attention and knowing what you need to do for yourself. And it represents the process of what? Comprehension. If your comprehension and the synthesis is of information, you're able to process it. We in the age of what? Information. Why? We just come out of the age of mystery where everything was a secret. Now, no. Everybody gonna see what's going on. And that's supposed to be for society to become what? More conscious. We've been here before. This ain't the first go round, first rodeo, so to speak. But these two seraphs beneath Kether symbolizes the fundamental duality of creation, meaning you got active and passive. You got male, you got female, you got up, you got down, you got energies, you got that mirror in the human brain. Hello, ding, ding, ding. The chakma corresponding with the right side of the brain, which is the feminine side. The female side, they tell Jesus what? Go sit at the right hand of the Father, not at the left side. Okay? Why? The left side, the human side. That's where the feminine hemisphere of the brain. And the Benu is the left, the masculine, the male, the ego. The ego should not be in control. That's what I tell you. Lead the ego. Get out of there. Kill that thing. Why? He's going to lead you the wrong way. Get to the right side. That's what creativity, intuition, all the good stuff lies. That's all philosophical conceptually. That's what some of the stuff means that y'all might not understand. And a lot of times y'all miss the meaning of a lot of stuff. Let me wrap it up with this. The reason I'm emphasizing this connection is to illustrate that religion, also including Christianity, has its roots in ancient, esoteric, and philosophic occult traditions. None of it's literal. The original Christians, they called themselves Gnostic Christians. Why? Because they knew God. They didn't believe in God. They knew. And those who were closest to the source of the what? Spiritual wisdom. They understood these deeper truths about knowing God for themselves. Gnostic, living, doing, and being. You can't tell me nothing about God. I know God for myself. Though nothing you can tell me about God. You can share Are you experienced? But tell me, no, don't worry about that. Trust me. They recognized a long time ago that the true connection with God is where? Is one must engage with this esoteric knowledge for themselves. I tell you every day, I'm doing it for you. You got to do the work. I'm giving you information in which goes beyond literal interpretation. Even the Bible goes beyond the literal. Y'all keep thinking the Bible literal. Go past that to get the true lesson. Why? Because that's what found the interpretations often found in religious texts is misinterpreted, misunderstood, or just blatantly corrupted. That's why. But this understanding of God, not believing in God, understanding of God and creation and the cosmos as represented in all esoteric traditions, even the Kabalah, it reveals the spiritual path that is for richer and more profound than what commonly was taught or being taught today. Why? They didn't change. They kept it the way it was. Tradition means keep it that way. And it shows that the true essence, here we go, taking it home for you, of all religions, and I keep telling you that, is deeply intertwined with these ancient spiritual traditions, which offer a more direct and meaningful connection with God. That's why the Jews don't give a damn about y'all, how y'all feel about them. They know God for themselves in an intricate way, personal, so they're not worried about the noise about what y'all think and feel about them. I've been trying to tell you that for the longest. That's the lesson. I'll be back with the true life, the tree of life, and human nature. Oh, we get to the five senses. Oh, we getting there. Don't worry. I'm taking you down the road. Hopefully you're learning as we go. I am a whole different philosophy and concept, but it's all the same thing. Hope these are the lesson, right thinkers in closing. May you all dare to be 100, me, 100 miles a day. So I've never known my right thinkers who got Christianity, Kabbalah, and the practical Kabbalah information and passed away. I'll be back with some more. You know how I do.